SCP-799, aka the Carnivorous Blanket, vary in size, shape, and superficial appearance, but always retain the appearance of a knit or woven item of bedding made from an unfamiliar but very soft natural fiber, resembling high-quality merino wool blend. An individual's mass ranges from approximately 0.5 to 6 kilograms and does not change except through ingestion and excretion. So any immediate increase in area comes at the expense of thickness and fabric weight. The blanket retains heat unusually well. Its coloration and markings are highly variable. It tends strongly towards pastel hues and patterns resembling stylized neo-tenuous animals, particularly when its mass is less than about 2 kilograms. The first incident of SCP-799 occurred when a man was shopping for blankets, and a very soft and shiny blanket caught his eyes. It was so luring that he picked it up and immediately, without giving a second thought to it. That night he slept with its new blanket on. But little did he know what was coming next. As the man fell asleep, somewhat by midnight, the blanket came to life. The teeth started to appear and a mouth structure was formed. SCP-799 is awake now. It started to make some kind of weird noise. The man suddenly woke up, only to see his soft and supple blanket turned into some kind of monster. He froze right there, and before he could move a muscle, the blanket just gulped him with his big mouth. Instances of SCP-799 are usually torpid and incapable of movement, requiring little nutrition. What they do need, they draw from the organic detritus present in household dust. One specimen is believed to have survived for years on end, stored in a damp, ill-maintained attic, living on heat from the house below and detritus from the wooden rafters above. Excretion is minimal. Excreta resemble tiny, very dry. If forced to survive for long periods without sufficient nutrition, though, SCP-799 is capable of metamorphosing into a predatory form. The resultant structural changes are invisible to the casual observer. They consist of modifications to the digestive tract and feeding orifices. The latter shift from minute, dispersed filter-feeding mouths into a single, large mouth. The organism also develops contractile tissue similar to animal muscle. Once this metamorphosis is complete, the SCP-799 individual waits for a large animal to wrap up in it and become quiescent before opening its mouth, tearing off a few kilograms of biomass and consuming it. The biomass is apparently reduced to thin slurry almost immediately, and even seconds after feeding, there's no visible bulge in the blanket. The mouth is completely reabsorbed 10 minutes after feeding. At this point, no evidence of the blanket's nature is available except by X-ray or by observing the sudden increase in mass. By 40 minutes after feeding, the entire carnivorous digestive system is reabsorbed and the organism returned to filter feeding phase. In carnivorous phase, the organism will not feed on inanimate objects or cold-blooded animals. Its senses are entirely limited to touch and heat, and that it does not recognize cooler objects as organic. SCP-799 reproduces by budding. When an individual's mass reaches a certain minimum, very slowly, except in case of carnivory, it takes on a more quilt-like appearance. Gradually, over the course of several weeks, the quilt squares along one margin puff up and slough off to become smaller doilies or throw pillows.